All right, what is going on, my dudes? We're back here today with a very exciting video to make. We have the full buff on Gladiator. We're going to break it all down. We're going to go over what is different. I'm not home at the moment, but that's okay. Gladiator is freaking important, and we're going to do this today. So let's start jumping right into this guy. Now, this guy, man, probably got the second biggest tune-up in the champion rebalance program that we've ever seen. First one belonged to Shuri. I mean, Shuri is kind of insane, you know? She went from, like, 0 to hero pretty fast. Gladiator's kind of doing the same thing, man. Now, I've always really loved Gladiator ever since he came to the game. You guys know this. You know I've always been a big fan of the character, a big fan of him in the comics, right? I enjoy his kit. However, his skill cap was at, like, an 11 out of 10. It was unnecessary high. It worked for certain matchups when his main thing was like the burst damage through special attacks. It was super cool, it was super unique, but it was locked behind the skill ask that honestly wasn't really worth the squeeze when it wasn't super duper easy to pull off. But now, after the buff, it pretty much fixed all of his problems and makes him a bit of a blast to play, man. So what we're going to be doing in this video is going over some newer rotations to get that ramp super duper quickly, right? Ramp him up all the way to get that burst damage very, very efficiently, making him solid in shorter fights, longer fights, and medium length fights. We're going to be going over everything that changed, what gives him more utility, all that fun stuff. So sit back, relax, we're going to jump right into it today. First things first, right? All of his personal buffs and everything has 200% increased ability accuracy. That is 300% ability accuracy. That's really good for countering certain mutant champions who are annoying with critical failure, not to name any names, okay? And he has those immune to power drain and power burn effects still as well. This is new, okay? The string is broken, but that's okay. So basically, his Cold Snap and his Incinerates, they can't have their duration change. So for example, future Ant-Man, he's not going to be able to shrug off those Incinerates super duper quickly, okay? He'll still get the regen afterwards, but that's okay. You're still going to get all of that Incinerate damage, so that's really, really good because he's a very solid Ant-Man counter. Now, one of the biggest changes here is that the heavy attack Intimidate, it still says debuff, but now it's a passive. So he has a passive Intimidate. It lasts longer. The pause is better. You can seriously ramp from 0 to 25, which is the max on the confidence, in just one cycle before they even use a special attack, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that in that video, so sit tight, we're going to get to that. Speaking of confidence, big buff here, dude, just big damage buff. So the amount of attack increase here, it went up from 3% to 5%, and this goes up to 6% on the final boss node, right, for like questing and stuff, or even for like Alliance War bosses. So now 5% potency, maxes out at 25 normally. You can increase it by 4 for your special 3, and by 8 total more if you win 2 fights if you're awakened, okay? So, the new confidence limit, 25, very, very, very good for the damage purposes, okay? And I'll be showing you all of the damage. On top of that, the thresholds for his confidence have been lowered, so now with 10 or more confidence buffs, he goes super confidence, and 20 or more confidence buffs, he gets the burst damage through special attacks, which is really, 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 really good, okay? Now, on top of all of that, this is probably the biggest change that made an absolutely incredible difference in this guy's kit. So the special one, you still gain the unstoppable buff, right? All that fun stuff. It's pause till the end of the special attack, pause during their special attacks when you have the amount of the confidence, right? But Gladiator cannot lose confidence during special attacks or on basic attacks while ultra confident. So bluntly, the dumbest thing about Gladiator's old kit is that you would build up to this ultra confidence, and then you would go to punish special attacks, but guess what? The first hit, you would be losing your confidence, so you wouldn't be able to take advantage of his main damage source, which is very, very silly. It's very, very silly, right? So that doesn't happen anymore. So now those long special attacks, you can just boom, 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 punch through them, and especially for certain meta defenders, like Shuri, for example, her special attacks kind of tickle. You're reducing the damage taken during those special attacks by 80% while you're ultra confident, right? So you're going to be able to just hit right through that and do some damage. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, now the special 2 still gives the vigilance and all that fun stuff. The special 3 still gives the power gain. It increases your confidence. But one new thing in the SIG is that he starts each fight with a vigilance buff for up to 15 seconds at max SIG, okay? And while benefiting from a vigilance effect, whether it's from special 2 or from this, all hits deal passive true damage, and the opponent's arm rep effects suffer 100% reduced ability accuracy, making him one of the best counters to Red Skull, because Red Skull will not start the fight with his armors, which is absolutely incredible because because that guy has been a menace on defense lately, okay? So let's go ahead and check it out now and watch some gameplay. So we're going to start off with a rank 2 unduped like I have on the live server, okay? Watch, check this out here. I'm going to do a heavy attack, back up. He came in right away. That's okay. Winter Soldier's AI doesn't really care about AI manipulation, but as you can see right here, the way we're doing this ramp, we're going to get up to 25 before he even uses a special attack. We're now fully ramped. It's been 10 seconds and we're fully ramped. We're going to go for the special 1 here to get the unstoppable. He's going to throw the special 2 and watch this. Look at that burst. Look at that burst damage that we are doing. Now, one thing that's very, very important to note here is not only did the confidence potency go up to 5% and increase the damage that we do during basic attacks, special attacks, and the burst, it also increased our armor for every confidence, right? Up to 5%. So that means that when we're attacking through a special attack, we're going to be taking significantly less damage than we were before the buff. So as you can see, that was Winter Soldier down in about 50 seconds, very efficiently, 550,000 health, right? Now let's say we're doing a BGs with this guy, Battlegrounds or War, around 200,000, right? This is about 200,000 health, even if it was 220, 250, right? This is how we're going to go ahead and do this. So we're going to start again with a heavy attack. You can do the America Chavez stun. We're going to have the same kind of thing. As you can see, Star-Lord's not really going to be like jumping at us like Winter Soldier was. Right here, this is really important, right? I did like a backdraft kind of thing. Very important to note that he does not have a special 1 yet when I do this, so if he does charge at me, it's safe either way. Here at this point, we're going to bait a special attack from this guy. We're going to go for a heavy attack again. Now we're unblockable. We're going to do a full combo into another heavy attack to gain some more confidence, hit his block to ramp up to 25. Now at this point, bait a special 2. Look at that chunk of health that we took off. Go for the special 2 with the unblockable, and oh my goodness gracious, we missed out on 3 hits. That would have taken down like a 300,000 health pool, right? So for Battlegrounds, against almost any tech opponent, he's going to be very, very solid. This is a 750,000 health Star-Lord, okay? Just to increase the health pool a little bit, right? Against a big opponent that isn't Winter Soldier, because we don't like fighting Winter Soldier because he sucks, okay? So here, he did charge at me, but as you can see, it's okay if he charges, because check it out, when you're in the corner, your backdraft doesn't matter. You hit him while he's intimidated. It's actually almost even better to do that, okay? And as you can see, same thing here, heavy attack into 3 hits on the block, and we're fully ramped. And keep in mind, since we are awakened, we can bring our confidence up to 29 instead of 25, okay? So special 2 here. We didn't get the crit on that one, but that's okay. Look at this, he's down to 67%, and look at how big the chunks are when we're punishing now. When we're punishing the special attacks, 28k on the burst. That is so solid, dude. We're gonna go for a double heavy attack here into a special 1, get those cold snaps going. He's gonna throw the special 1. We're gonna go in wildly like that, and we're getting some burst, man. And the crits are good, the damage over time is good, the heavy attack is almost 30k, and 750k Star-Lord was down in 60 seconds, man. So those are like nodeless common defenders, right? This is like a rank 5 health pool battleground style future Ant-Man, all right? And he is such a good future Ant-Man counter now, because he starts with the vigilance, which means that Ant-Man cannot gain his armor up buffs, okay? So he does have to be awakened in order to do this, but once you do this, as you can see, we ramp very, very quickly. We do lots of damage because we have class advantage. We don't really have to worry about the glancing because there is no armor ups, okay? Now at this point, we do want to get back to the special 2 in order to get those armor ups going, or we can go for the special 1 if we want to close out the fight, which is actually what we're doing for a battleground style Ant-Man. As you can see here, we're going to bait the special 1, and look at the damage that we're doing. Look at the damage that we're doing through the burst on that special 1. That tickles. Have you ever gotten hit by his special 1 and it kind of tickles? Well, it's going to tickle with 80% reduced damage, okay? And you'll actually be healing from the power detonation while it's happening. Not the power detonation, the disintegration debuff. Now this is a 750k health pool future Ant-Man, okay? So this is like if there's ever an Eternity of Pain, Winter of Woe type future Ant-Man. That's not foreshadowing, I'm just saying in case that ever happens, okay? This is like gonna be one of the better options, assuming he works for the objectives, assuming he works for the nodes, okay? So what I'm gonna be doing here this time is getting closer to the special 2, not really worrying about ramping so much, because here's the thing. Battlegrounds, even war kind of, but more so Battlegrounds, you want to ramp as fast as you possibly can because you want the most damage, right? Here, you're going to be gaining 2 confidence every time you use your heavy attack, okay? When you knock them down, you get 2 confidence from the heavy attack. But at this point, I want the vigilance. I want the vigilance so I can keep the armor off of this ant, okay? And now we're almost fully ramped, but we're not fully ramped yet, but that's totally okay. Now we're fully ramped. We're at 25. We can get to 29 because we just beat the smaller ant, but we are actually going to go for a special 2 again, but we're going to be safe. We're going to be safe and bait out the special 2 from future Ant-Man because listen, all right? Outside of Battlegrounds, you don't always have to go super duper fast. Sometimes you want to be a little safe here, so we're going for the special 2 when he has no armors, and now we have a long time with the vigilance where he won't be gaining any armors, and I feel safe to go for a special 1 here and close out the fight now that we're fully ramped and we're unstoppable, and he's going to throw the special 2, and from 33% health, look at this. And we ended at 94% health, man. That was a big future Ant-Man, and that attack rating was 10,000 up there. So that wasn't like a dual type attack, which is pretty darn freaking solid, man. So he had a lot of different things happen in this kit, and on paper, it might not seem super duper important. But at the end of the day, that Intimidate turning to a passive allows him to take so many more matchups, right? Boom, here's Kingpin, perfect example. Now we can do the same loop that we were doing against this Kingpin, right? And look at this, and look at this. We couldn't do this prior because you use a heavy attack against Kingpin, and what freaking happens? He shrugs off the Intimidate debuff, but here we are Gucci to go, and look at that, we're fully ramped, okay? Up next, Red Skull, man. I'm telling you, Red Skull, one of the most annoying defenders right now. Look, we can hit his block, dude. We can freaking hit his block. It was so silly that he had an ability in his SIG ability that you needed to be awakened for that allows you to reduce the ability accuracy of armor ups, and you couldn't even use it against Red Skull. Now you can. Another thing is he starts with the what's it even called? What's that buff called? Vigilance! He starts with the Vigilance, allowing you to not miss at the beginning of the fight. And on top of not missing, he also can stop evade with the special 1. So this guy actually has so much interesting utility in his kit, okay? Lots of very sneaky utility that you might not think. So Bullseye, of course, he's not going to be the best Bullseye counter, but look, he can ramp if you're like in a pickle, if you're in Battlegrounds, if he's in your deck right now. If you draft him, there's a Bullseye on the other side. He'll probably be better than most champs. There aren't too many champions who are like amazing for Bullseye, but after the special 1, right here, that Cold Snap is going to prevent him from evading, so you can push Bullseye the special 2, or you could even potentially hit through his special 1, but as you can see, he's not evading right there. And how about this lady right here? Has she ever caused you any problems? Of course, she failed my parry stun, but that's okay, because look at this. No critical failure, because we have 300% ability accuracy on all of our buffs, allowing us to do the same stuff that we've been doing in this entire video against Domino, okay? On top of that, I really always loved him against Shuri because of the vigilance, but also just the ability to kind of like knock her down and all that fun stuff and just like attack through her special attacks. Now, this is just like a 7-star rank 1 unduped Shuri, I think here, that I was just dueling in, so I don't have like a bigger Shuri or a smaller Gladiator to show this off on, but I'm sure you can imagine after seeing like the Winter Soldier special 2, her special 1 is going to be even better. So he's probably the best Shuri counter. Maybe Gallon still is better because like Gallon's kind of insane, but yeah, man, that's Gladiator, dude. If he was duped, he would be rank 3 on my live account right now. I've always liked this guy. I was super duper excited when I got him, and this buff seriously made him so much better. It took him from like a super duper high skill intensive champion where you kind of needed to either win a fight prior or use the special 3 in order to use the fun ability, the special ability that he has, and now you can just use it pretty much in every matchup because he doesn't lose confidence while he's unstoppable, which is enormous. It is game-changing, dude. So he has more attack, he has more utility, more relevant utility. You can actually use his kit properly now, and he's actually pretty darn fast if you know how to manipulate the AI properly and take advantage of all of his mechanics. So that is the Gladiator buff. I am super duper thrilled with it. I think that it is a slam dunk. Big improvement for this guy. So if you have a Gladiator, go test him out. Try out those new loops that I was doing. Here, I'll show you one more time that BG-sized Star-Lord, because this is really, like, in my opinion, the best way to ramp this guy now. So right at the beginning of the fight, you can either do like medium to heavy or parry heavy, right? Because bam, you're gonna back up, go in, 4-hit combo, back up, make them back up, 4-hit combo, do a backdraft, right? And go right in, and if you hit them, cool. If you don't, bait a special attack like that, go in again for a heavy attack, okay? Bam! Then you're gonna go 4-hit combo, and you're gonna go for a heavy attack again, and then if you do one more combo into the block, and then you're pretty much good to go, man. And now you're getting that big burst on every special attack, into a heavy, into a special too, with the crits, with the burst, and Gladiator's pretty darn fun, man. That's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop your boy a big ol' like. Let me know what you think about Gladiator's buff in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos coming in the future, and I'll be seeing you around, man.